give a quick shout out to Dylan and Janelle and Layla and Isla Hobbs for this little, look at this little replica of a Scott Bonner 45. Wowzers, they even chucked one of my stickers on there, the smaller ones. Left little note here. So awesome. Quick run into the mowers. This is one of 20 I've hand built in my shed in Port Augusta, South Australia. I've had the idea for a couple of years now and thought it was about time we acted on it. So the next lot are going to be CNC cut with a few slight changes. Handlebars were beefed up because these are slightly flimsy. Please note they were only ever meant to be an affordable model and not a perfect scale replica. They'll be sold flat packed as a build yourself project with step-by-step YouTube tutorials. Cool. So these guys are going to be selling these and showing you how to do them on YouTube. That is awesome. So I'll leave these guys their website and Facebook page up on the screen for you guys. But man, this is absolutely awesome. Shout out to the girls as well, Layla and Isla. Hope your kitties are well. Mate, my kids are gonna love this thing. Look at this, it even rolls. So awesome. Well, I'll put that together and show the kids.
Hey, that is a roller.
Come over here, have a look. Come over, look. There you go, look at that.
Can we actually chop the grass?
It doesn't chop it, but it's a cool little toy, eh? You can do some stripes with it. You want to say thank you?
Thank you. Love it.
You love it. Good stuff.
Now, mate, what up? I'm going to another haunted bin.
Yeah. Right, so today we're going to get out the John Deere X380, which is the lawn tractor, which the guys at Hutchinson Piers put a catcher on the back of it for me. Which today I'm going to use it to pick up some leaves around on the cockatoo at the front. And just that surrounding area there, just to put this thing through its paces. I've never actually used one of these types of mowers before, so I want to see what it's like compared to the zero turn. But yeah, looks pretty comfy. We'll check it out. Right, so this thing is a beast. Like, feels massive. So I want to see how it goes in this kayakie, picking up the leaves. Got to figure out how to adjust the height of the cut, which I'm not actually sure how you do it. I just found it. Here we go. So the settings here. So that's the lowest setting we're on. So that's obviously an inch, 1.25, 1.5, and you can go all the way up to 4 inches. Oh yeah, figured it out. So it's just that dial in between your legs. So having a look at an inch there, I reckon that's probably the height we want to cut it on. This catcher thing looks insane. So I think that's to engage it, and that disengages it. Oh, we'll figure it out. So, you can tell I've never used one of these before because I have no idea what I'm doing, but pretty easy to hang of. So I figured out when you go reverse, you actually have to press this little button just here to keep the PTO engaged. The blades keep spinning. So if you don't press that button in, it just shuts off. And you then have to basically reset it and start up the PTO again, or start up the blades spinning. I'll tell you what though, I set them the lowest height on the slope and it worked pretty dang well. I'm pretty impressed with that. As you can see, we've got a bit of scalps, which is, you know, something that was going to happen when this lawn was used to being cut a little bit taller, and we just took it down to an inch, which I'm not stressed about it because we're doing reno very soon and we're going to be scalping it back anyway. So we're not trying to keep it looking pretty at the moment, we're just trying to get it prepped in time for renovation. I'm interested to see how these baggers work actually. Let's take this thing off the back and have a look. Did not expect that at all. Wowzers, that did not take long. Obviously we took a lot of grass off there. That is ridiculous. All right, let's bring the gate around and shove that stuff in the back of it. Easy. Also, someone did, if you guys have mentioned, what are you going to do with the clippings? Are you going to mulch them, put them in some compost? And yes, I think 100% we'll do a compost bin in the very near future. Just need to build one up. So for the moment I'm just chucking this all out in the paddock until we get a compost bin sorted, which shouldn't be that hard to do. Just got to keep up with all the projects, that's all. But mate, I'm actually really impressed with this. Someone did make a comment, it won't catch it very well when it's wet, but I mean most mowers are like that as well. If you try to catch wet grass in a catcher, it is going to be a struggle and it's going to get stuck underneath the deck. You're going to struggle, so always best to mow when it's dry, unless you have to mow, and then I generally wouldn't catch it. I'd try and mulch it if you can, but then you can leave clumps, so then you have to double cut it, triple cut it. Anyway, it's all fun when it gets wet. It can become an issue. When it comes to cylinder mowing though, and you're mowing wet grass, not too big of an issue. We used to do it daily on the golf course. You want to get the greens mowed before the golfers get out in the morning, so you have to mow dewy greens. That's the way it works, but you are cutting off like sometimes a mill of grass like nothing. One thing that is a little bit weird to get used to is when you're reversing, pressing that button in, it does disengage the blades, which I just kept doing. I kept stuffing it up because I'm not used to that. I guess it's a safety thing, and when you're going backwards, you're not really going to be picking up grass as well as you are when you're flicking forwards. But mate, I'll show you. There's like, considering it was on a slope, there was no scalping. As you can see, no scalping along this slope just here, which is pretty dang awesome. It was only scalped, we dropped into a couple of holes here and there up the top section. Well, this is a high point just here, so you can see where we've got high parts of the yard just there, and you can tell we've got pretty clay soil out here. It's actually pretty rich looking soil actually. The smell. Not that smelling soil is going to tell me anything, but it's actually some pretty nice looking soil. But yeah, I'm not worried at all, as I said, about scalping, because we're getting prepped for reno. So this is a good way to get prepped for reno. It's actually going to allow some oxygen to get down into this Kaiku, and it should actually green up a little bit quicker than if we left all that extra excess leaf on top. So not a bad thing to do if you want your lawn to kick out a little bit quicker. If you've got warm season grass, give it a little bit of a haircut. Don't scalp it completely. Give it a smidge of a scalp, and this thing will start to green up really soon, I'll tell you what. I wanted to show you guys something. So remember in my first video out here, I showed you guys a little dam. There's a little waterfall up the top there. Now this thing goes dry in a day. It's crazy. So I'm guessing the water just drops down somewhere. Even like a day after, straight after rain, the water disappears. So I'm guessing there's a hole in here somewhere where it just drops down the bottom. Looks like it just seeps through the actual wall itself. Flows out there, out towards the road. Another spot just there, it sort of seeps out. You can see the tracks from where the water's gone. And goes out that way, then there's a creek over there. That makes sense. Anyway, this paddock, I think I've started mowing a little patch up there, which I might make into a little short driving range for a little while, but then we're going to get some cattle in here as well. Eventually, in the future, maybe some sheep, I don't know. My in-laws, like brother-in-law and father-in-law and stuff, they all live across the road, and they might want to put something in here just while we're not using it, because it's just too many projects. But I've started mowing a patch anyway, just so that I can come hit golf balls out here. So this is the spot just here that I've been mowing. It's, yeah, I've just mowed it. I mowed it on 4 inches with the 0 turn, and I just did it really high to start, just so I didn't hit any rocks. So I'll come through. You know what, let's do it now. Let's come through now and mow it. Just give it a mow. I might drop it down to 3.5 and just see how it turns out. So it's been hitting golf balls from up at the top there. So eventually I wouldn't mind putting a par 4 in here in the future, maybe 2 or 3 par 4s actually. Start a tee box there, so when you're driving the gate, smack it up to the edge of the paddock up there. It's about 250 metres from that edge of the fence to that edge of the fence, so it'll be a drivable par 4. You've got to be careful though, because you could slice it into the neighbour's house. Anyway, let's go get the other 0 turn. Let's do some more mowing. Is done. Looking good. It's at 3 inches. I did find one little rock. Only nicked the top, as you can see. So that's why I'm taking it down step by step, is because I don't know what I'm going to do with that rock pile. Because I don't want to smack anything with those blades. So I'm taking it down just little bit by little bit. Plus, there's a lot of grass there too, so it's chopping down. It looks pretty good. Blend of everything. But I mean, yeah, it's fun to smack golf balls into like a driving range. That's what I've been doing. Right, well, I think I'll wrap the video up there. Thanks guys so much for watching. Yeah, I'm impressed with both of those mowers. Great for like homeowner mowers, they are awesome. Like, probably wouldn't go mowing these whole paddocks with those little mowers there, but they're made for smaller size yards, well, but then still bigger size yards than a push mower like a Flip. They've been so handy compared to using that push mower, even on the front yard. Like, it's just been super duper handy. Also, on the weekend I had a guy come out and look at where to put a bore, so hopefully we get some good quotes on that soon and get something sorted with that very soon, so we can start hooking into irrigation and have some water to actually start watering some of these sections. Because the main thing I'm going to focus on this season, if we don't get a bore straight away, is the Kikuyu, because we've only got 200,000 litres of water. I think that's how much it is. I might be wrong. Might be less than that, but that's rainwater, which is our drinking water and for showers and stuff like that. So I don't really want to be using that water too much on the lawn. So I'm basically going to try to time my Aceleprint application with the next bit of rain. Same with my barricade. And just play it like that, and maybe after the rain out I'll give it a little bit of a water with some sprinklers, but we'll just take it as it comes until we get a good water source here, which is something we need to do. Now I know guys have talked about extending the dam and stuff. Even if I took it all the way across the paddock, it still would not be enough water for us to be watering like a little golf course, so we need to get a bore down in the long run. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you later.